Yo, people, I just watch two cases. One is an appeal and one is a trial. But now myself, I wonder if the artists them, one is an American, one is a Jamaican. I wonder if these gangster artists and them lyrics get them in a trouble. Why them a get targeted? With this one here, it's a video shoot. It's alleged that him a do. And the lawyer asks the police will target him based on something him say in the lyrics. Some questions if anybody get beat up or any place get shoot up. When the video do, the man can't answer it. And when them ask about music, appear objections and sustained objections for anything to do with them kind of thing, they why they will get targeted and that. That have me a wonder. Cause me see in Jamaica, most of the artists they will sing gun song. In a way get targeted. So I get investigated. So I don't know if it's an international thing. I go on the gangster rap thing. And basically I'm mostly black youths to gangster music. So with this case, I wonder people. Listen some questions we get asked in the Young Thugs case people. Same time the VYBZ Kartel one that go on. It go on a little longer, but the same time Kartel one go on a London and the same one. Same time Young Thugs wanna go on America people. Listen with me.
Just a minute, we're looking for the title of the post, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you by any chance remember it? We're going to show it, but do you remember it?
I do.
Okay.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
May I approach?
Of course. Will that take a moment? It's okay, Mac. Your Honor, may I continue? You may, sir. I'd like to show you what's been entered into evidence 60W. It's at all zeros, and it's just, it's the video, but I'm just talking about the words. And I think I said the post, but it's the title of the video. Fair to say?
It is.
Okay. And you see it in the lower left-hand corner, bars in the hood?
I do.
With it by, and then it goes into dots. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the title that you found?
It is.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Let me ask you a couple of questions. You remember in this video, you pointed out that Mr. Williams said in 60 WA, he's talking about SLM. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And SLM, you would agree, could mean S and then 2M, sex, money, murder. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then also 2 guns up, pistol Pete. You remember that?
I do.
All right. Were you aware that other artists before, well, let's start here. I'm erasing those questions. I heard you say with interest that this is around 2012, this video?
This was in 2012.
Say it again, I couldn't hear.
This was in 2012.
What month?
April, I believe it was April 26th, 2012 when it was posted.
All right, well, that's good, and I appreciate that. When was it made?
The manufacture date was not embedded within the video, so it was posted on April 26th of 2012. And to my knowledge of how SocialCam works, I don't know that you could upload a video to SocialCam. I think that SocialCam was an application by which you would record the video to the social media site.
Well, and that's fine, but is that accurate or you're not sure? Because
I believe that's how it works.
all right, so we're talking about April 2012.
Yes, sir.
All right. Were you aware, and I'm focused on the SLM or SMM or sex, money, murder, any of those words, and pistol Pete or 2 guns up, pistol Pete, okay?
Yes, sir.
We were aware that prior to 2012, and I'll just say April 2012, there were other artists, musical artists, who used sex, money, murder, SLM, SMM in their lyrics.
Yes.
Were you aware before April 2012 that there were other artists, known artists, who used 2 guns up, pistol Pete, 2 guns, something that, using those words in their lyrics?
I don't know specifically those lyrics, no.
Okay. You ever hear of Rocco?
I have.
Okay. Were you aware of the song You Gangster, right?
I don't know that song.
Lyrics, oh, you don't know the song at all?
No, sir.
All right. You aware of Nas and Ass?
I'm sorry?
Nas and Ass?
Yes.
2002, Brooklyn, New York, the song Get Down?
I know of it, yes.
Okay. Uses the terms Pistol Pete. If you don't know, it's fine.
I don't know the lyrics for the song, no.
All right. How about Jay-Z? You ever hear of Jay-Z?
Yes.
2002, Brooklyn, New York. HOVI, Hobby Baby, Pistol Pete.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Are you familiar with the song HOVI, Baby, and the lyrics Pistol Peter in it?
I remember the song, but I don't remember all the lyrics.
Okay. How about the gentleman we spoke about several times, Lil Wayne, 2005, song Best Rapper Alive, singing about Pistol Pete. Are you familiar?
I don't know that song.
All right. How about, and I'm not going to say it, but FU, but it's spelled out by 50 Cent. You know who 50 Cent is?
I do.
2005, talking about sex, money, murder, 2 guns up. You familiar with that?
I don't remember that song, though.
Okay. We Run the Streets, also 50 Cent.
Don't know that one.
Okay. How about the Migos? You ever hear them?
I have.
Okay. Out the Gym. You know that song?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
What do you know?
Now, in this video of 60 WA, I'm just saying the speaker, but it's Mr. Trontavious for the jurist, Mr. Trontavious Stevens' brother, you said, right?
That's correct.
When I say speaker, I'm Now, the person who speaks the most. Is that fair to say?
It is.
All right. Now, do you realize, and if you need to hear it again, just let us know. We have the times. But you remember him saying something like, "My girl has designer clothes, my daughter can't walk, but she has a car." You remember those type of lines?
I do.
Okay. And that is, would you agree? If his daughter can't walk, but she has a car, that's sort of like a slang?
Objection, speculation.
If you any objection. Do you know whether his daughter couldn't walk actually on the car? His young daughter?
Objection is in the face.
Outstanding objection. Do you know whether this is bragging?
Objection, speculation.
Outstanding objection. Do you know whether this is accurate talk?
Objection, speculation.
Outstanding. I'm asking if it's accurate talk. That wouldn't be speculation. It is. All right. Move on, please. How about, do you remember the speaker talking about Louis V? You know what Louis V stands for?
I do.
And what is it?
Louis Vuitton.
Would you say, in context, expensive clothing brand, fair to say?
Yes.
All right. And do you remember them talking about true religion clothing?
Yes.
All right. And do you remember talking about Gucci, designer and clothing? Very expensive.
I do.
All right. Do you remember talking about shoes, red bottom shoes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Very expensive brand?
Yes.
All right. And a lot of this, there were a lot of lyrics in here too. Do you realize that?
Objection is in the face.
Outstanding objection. Do you know whether there were lyrics being quoted in that State 60 WA?
No, sir, I don't.
What was Mr. Williams doing immediately before whoever hit the play on 60 WA? What was he doing immediately before?
Objection, speculation.
Well, if he knows, standing objection, Mr. Fawn. Do you know what Mr. Williams was doing immediately before that video?
I do not.
Do you know what he was doing immediately after?
I do not.
All right. Now, you spoke about with the district attorney on redirect examination that you have never investigated an author, movie producer, and that may not have been included, but a playwright, other types of musical artists outside of rap. You've never investigated. Do you remember those type of questions?
I do.
The question is.
Outstanding questions to form. Do you realize that in Fulton County and in our country, the only artist lyrics that have ever been prosecuted in a criminal case is rap lyrics?
Objection to speculation.
Outstanding question. Do you realize that?
Objection.
Outstanding question. Come on, still let's move on. Do you have an understanding of why only a music of rap?
Objection, counsel, specify.
I'm asking you a question. Can you explain, in your expert opinion, why only people who are involved in rap lyrics have their art come into trial? Outstanding question, Mr. Steele. Come on, let's move on. Now, are you familiar with a place called, just referred to as the Green Store? I'm not saying that's the correct name, but are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I know of a place called the Green Store, yes.
And tell the jurors where it's located, what you're talking about.
Mechanicsville?
And do you know whether on January 10th of 2015, whether the Green Store had video store surveillance?
I do not.
You already were asked about the same date about the McDonald's, right?
I'm sorry?
You already asked about the same type of question about the McDonald's.
Yes, sir, I was.
Both on redirect by the prosecutor as well as the Honorable Attorney Sharp, right?
I believe I was asked about that on redirect.
Okay. Now, hypothetically, a suspect tells you that they were at the Green Store and the McDonald's on January 10th of 2015. And they tell that to you within 5 hours of the, God forbid, killing of Donovan Thomas. Do you or one of your teammates go and try to get any video surveillance?
Objection, compound speculation, even if it's in a hypothetical.
I sustain the question. All right, let's talk about Super Slimy, the artwork. It's Mr. Williams, number 70. Okay, the picture. You're tracking?
I am.
All right. Now, you put up on redirect examination State's Exhibit, and when I say you put up, you testified about State's Exhibit number 61W, and I believe you said that the March 20th, 2022, I think that's a posting, if I'm remembering.
It is.
Okay. And that posting had a superimposed emojis on it, and it was the eagle holding the snake. That's how I looked at it. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And that is approximately is that 4.5 years after October 2017, that posting?
Yeah, I believe roughly so.
And I say October of 2017 because that's when the artwork of Super Slimy mixtape came out. You realize that?
Yes, sir.
So 4.5 years later is when you put together the Super Slimy mixtape artwork to this supposed gang rival, right?
Objection with the commentary about supposed.
I stand the objection. You can remove the word supposed. Can you answer the question? Rephrase the question, Mr. Steele.
4.5
years go by before you find a post and you say it relates back to this mixtape, right?
Oh, no, we certainly saw examples prior to that as well.
Do you have them here?
Well, we've got one right here from August 26th of 2021.
So, hold on. Is that, instead of saying right here, is that State's Exhibit 62W?
Yes, sir.
We're going to get to that in 1 minute.
Well, it's earlier than the one I previously mentioned. And there were other earlier ones as well, not that are in evidence.
Do you have them here?
I don't have them here.
All right. Let's talk about 62W, which I believe is in front of you, but the jurors saw it. But just to refresh memory, that seems to me, I'm not saying it is, but it seems to be a tattoo.
It is a tattoo.
Okay. And I think you have to understand it's similar. It's a tattoo with an eagle, I think, holding a snake. Is that fair to say?
It is.
And then it has an S and a K, a slap kill or something to that effect.
Correct.
On the upper right hand side, I'm not looking, but upper right hand side approximately. Is that true?
That is correct.
Sorry. And October 26th, excuse me, I'm wrong. August 26th, 2021 was when that's posted, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's approximately just under 4 years from the Super Slimy artwork, right?
Yes.
Now show the jury the explicit messages that you talked about, sometimes explicit, sometimes sometimes not explicit messages regarding the artwork Super Slimy that Jeffrey Williams is threatening any gang.
Objection on mischaracterization of Detective Donovan's testimony.
I stand the objection. Okay, you were asked on redirect a series of questions. I just want to orient you. It was something like, these are not quotes, these are not quotes, but armed robbery happens, a shirt's left behind, DNA is left on the shirt, and a person wrote down that they can, what I call a confession. Do you remember those type of questions?
I do.
All right. There, you're putting together a real crime, armed robbery. That's the hypothetical asked to you by the district attorney, right?
Yes, sir.
With evidence found at the scene, including a written confession and DNA, right?
Yes, if I recall the hypothetical correctly, yes.
And you were relating that to what? In this case?
I don't believe I was relating anything to anything. The state was asking the questions.
I just want to ask you, I went through every tweet that you put up with the state. Fair to say on cross, as far as you can tell?
Yes, I believe so.
On redirect, the state went through just a few, but I want to ask you about one in specific, if I can, okay?
Sure.
It's Mr. Williams, number 61. And I'm going to orient you, but if you need to see it, it's in evidence, okay?
We'll see.
It should be January 15, 2012, and it's two tweets, supposedly from Mr. Williams. It's on his Twitter account, and it says something like, they didn't pay, I'm not quoting, they didn't pay me anything, and they're going to be shot up for real, and something else about they're going to be beaten up. If I'm not trying to misquote it, so if we need to see it, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
All right. Tell the jurors, through your investigation or your co-worker's investigation, who was beaten up on or around January 15, 2012.
I couldn't say.
Tell the jurors who or what establishment was shot up on or around January 15, 2012.
I couldn't say.
Your Honor, may I just a second, please? Yes. I didn't mean to interrupt. Thank you. Your Honor, I don't have any other questions. Thank you. All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right. May we temporarily or permanently excuse Investigator Belknap at this point in time?
Temporarily.
Okay. Investigator Belknap, thank you for your patience with us. I'm going to go ahead and temporarily excuse your witness. It means you're subject to being called at some other point in time. Just don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay? Thank you, Your Honor. All right, thank you, sir.